We decided to keep working on the corner of the cabin that the wood stove would go in, since it was out of the way of Joel's work as he continued with the cabin shell. While I was working on a recent project, I noticed something come out of the trees. It was Blackfoot and her little cub, the one that terrorized my camera a few days ago. I could tell she was a little uneasy walking through my property, and the minute she saw me, her and the cub took off back into the trees.
You got 3 strong veins running right down here together.
Really?
Our private and very primitive road into the cabin was a tight fit for the drilling rig. He almost didn't make it in. The first 20 feet was just dirt, but from there on out, it was all granite.
And he spent all day going down 300 feet through granite and didn't hit anything. He said to let it sit all night, and hopefully that'll fill in with the water, with the veins of water.
This hole was costing us $16.50 per foot.
See what happens tomorrow. See if we have to go any deeper. 300 feet is pretty expensive.
Better, good.
We're not playing, we're just curing the paint.
We are two playing.
No, we're curing the paint. This summer, our little bobcat kitten stopped for a quick selfie. You'll see the whole family come out from under the deck. Based on other footage I've seen of this particular bobcat family, I've noticed that the first kitten always sticks close to mom, but the second one seems to enjoy a little mischievous activity. Overnight, one of the water vanes broke open, but the flow was very minimal. If I recall correctly, it was about 2 to 2.5 gallons per minute. So we reluctantly gave the drilling company the thumbs up to continue drilling. After drilling 500 feet, they didn't hit a bigger vein of water. So we had to call off the drilling rig and just be happy with the 2.5 gallons they hit at the 250-foot level. The only benefit of going down 500 feet was it provided a lot of storage space for water. Keeping in mind the low flow on the well, I recently decided I wanted to take advantage of all the rainwater that was coming down off the roof. This would help reduce our usage for the toilet, one of the biggest users of water I've learned over the years. My plan was to install 2 60-gallon plastic rain barrels, previously used to import olives from Greece. I bought them at Home Depot relatively cheap, about $40 each. But first I had to install a rain gutter and downspout. My first idea to install the gutter into the drip edge wasn't going to work. There was nothing to drill the gutter brackets into. So plan B was to install a fascia board to attach the gutter to. After we finished with the fascia boards, we attached snow guards to help keep any big chunks of ice and snow from ripping down the gutters, like this one would have. Of all the projects I've worked on over the years on this cabin, putting up the gutter was probably my least favorite because of so many issues. Having one seamless piece instead of 4 pieces would have made a big difference, but at least it was up and functioning. I built a 2-tiered stand to hold both barrels, making sure the spigots on the barrels were high enough to get a 5-gallon bucket under both of them. When the first barrel fills up, it overflows into the second barrel, and instead of the second barrel overflowing onto the ground and draining away, I placed a 15-gallon animal trough next to the second barrel for wildlife in the area to have some drinking water. The whole system works great, and it doesn't take much rainfall to fill both barrels and the trough. With the occasional typical rainstorms throughout the season, I had enough water all summer to accommodate flushing the toilet. I just had to get used to going outside with a 2-gallon bucket every once in a while to fill the toilet tank, which wasn't a problem at all. But the wildlife seemed to really enjoy having fresh water nearby. Joel was finished with the cabin shell and only needed to complete the septic tank and leach field. Now we could really start focusing on the interior and bring it to the finished product we envisioned. But there was a lot of work to be done. Since Thanksgiving was not too long ago, I thought some wild turkeys would be appropriate, and there are a lot of them around the cabin.